Hello, my cookies, and welcome to Russell Cooks. Thanks so much for tuning in. Today we have a really simple yet elegant dish called Vichyssoise. Now, if you don't know what this is a soup that is served cold, one of the few. It has humble beginnings at the Ritz-Carlton in Paris in the early 1900s, and it's essentially potatoes and leeks. And that's pretty much it. And yeah, this is sort of like a back to basics, but this isn't also something that you necessarily want to fiddle too much with. I love it as is. If you want something that has a little bit more oomph to it, a little bit more, shall we say, toppings, and you can have fun with, check out my loaded baked potato soup that's on YouTube. This is Vichyssoise, all right? Simple, elegant. Let's dive in. Boom. You're going to need some butter, really good chicken stock, homemade, bone broth, whatever you like. Not a ton of ingredients here, so the better quality, the better result. All right, now I like using bone broth because it gets a little bit of protein into this dish, which is fantastic. Half and half salt. Leeks. Now I got probably about 2 pounds of leeks here. Potato. I'm using one large potato. This is about 12 ounces. You want anywhere between 8 ounces and a pound, which is 16 ounces of potatoes. Chives. Now this is a classic topping. You want that. Need the chives. Gives it the look. Gives it a little bit more onioniness. Now, I've also seen recipes that use onion as well. I think that's a little bit more traditional because you want that onion kind of pop. I think sticking with leeks and chives is fine. If you want to add an onion with your leeks, go ahead. I don't really notice too much of a difference. And I also have some nutmeg. I love a little pinch of nutmeg at the end here. It just takes it up that little level. If you don't have nutmeg, omit it, but I think it's worth it. And then I personally love a squeeze of lemon on. I think it helps cut through a little bit of the richness and kind of brightens up that flavor because it's cold. It's served cold. So you also want to make sure that you taste it when it's cold and season it to taste with salt when it's cold. It's also a reason why I'm using half and half and not heavy cream. Heavy cream, that fattiness can kind of mute it. Not to mention I'm putting in a good amount of butter. So we got it covered. All right. We didn't need more. Half and half is fine. All right. Now that you know what you're doing and we gathered our ingredients, let's get started. On my stove, I have a pretty big Dutch oven, but let's get over here. We got to get our leeks going and sweating, and we're going to kind of prep as we cook because this shouldn't take too long. Another reason why I love this recipe is it's served cold, so you can pull it out of the fridge and eat it as is. You don't need to reheat it or any of that jazz. 4 or 5 tablespoons of butter here. Boom. Right in the pot. All right. The other thing is you need to wash your leeks. These are a dirty vegetable. When I was at a restaurant, they kind of preferred this way where I kind of ran my knife around this light green part here, pulled off the dark green part because you dispose of that. And you just continue down through doing that. And you'll notice that the light green part gets higher and higher as you go. So you go higher and higher. You use as much as possible. The other way, which is a little bit quicker, is you just kind of like shave it up and you get it nice and sharp and you get rid of the green leaves while keeping that light green part. Working with one at a time, I'm just going to trim the root end off. Sometimes you get the roots. Just trim that off and then I slice it lengthwise. I start with the big end. Just easier. If you start with this end, it's a little bit more difficult. Now I'm just going to slice it up pretty thin this way. All right, so I got my medium heat. I got my leeks and my butter. I'm going to put about half a teaspoon of salt in here. Sweat it down. It's going to take about 5 minutes. At 5 minutes, we're going to work on this potato. I love leeks. It's almost like an onion vegetable flavor. I love it. It's like a subtle onion. It's got more vegetableness to it. Vibrant colors here. Look at all these shades of green. So when it comes to the potato, again, I got one 12-ounce potato. I peel it. Just gonna cut little cubes, maybe 1/2-inch cubes. All right, these are getting nice and softened. Let's go ahead and throw our potato in. I'm just gonna cook it a little bit, and then we're gonna add our chicken stock here, about 2 cups. Actually gonna bring this up to a boil over medium heat. I'm gonna slow the amount of time that it takes to come up because I want everything to kind of cook through. I don't want this to take too long. We can prep our chives while we wait, while this simmers. I am going to be using half and half here. I haven't put it in yet. I don't want to boil it. I don't want it to curdle. I don't want it to break. It is going to go in after a puree. I'm going to get it in, whisk it in, be nice and smooth. We might bring it back up the temperature to make sure everything's cooked. It smells buttery. It smells leaky. It's delicious. Vitamix here. Start it on low. Remember, you got something hot. I've been over this before. If you do it too fast, too quickly, and it's hot, it will explode all over you. So remember, butter, leeks, potatoes, salt. That's it. No browning on the leeks. I know it's hard to hear, so I probably won't talk while this is going. I've equipped my pot with a fine mesh strainer. You can also get a chinois. That's fine too. I'm just going to pass this through. No lumps. The potato is essentially giving it body. You know, it's giving it that mouthfeel, the creaminess. It's time for the half and half. I'm going to use about 2 cups. Let's see. Now we're going to put our pinch of nutmeg in. Just a pinch. There we go. Boop. Let it get down to room temp. And then cover it in plastic in the fridge. No sooner. Look at this gorgeous soup. Silky. Good consistency. It'll firm up as it cools too. So look at this. Look at how smooth it is. All right. Now we do our chives. We're going to try and get it as far around as possible with the biggest concentration in the center. I love lemon on here. It adds brightness. It really kind of makes some of those flavors pop. It adds freshness and a nice acidity to help balance the richness. Because we got butter, we got half and half. So I'm just going to do, let's eat this. Should be silky smooth, should be cold. I'm going to get a little bit of that lemon pop, leek, that onioniness. Let's do this. Oh my God. It's cool. It's cooling immediately. Creaminess hits you. You get the leek. That potent leek comes through. Then, as you got a little bit of the lemon. I like that little acid pop. Oh, a little acid pop. Just made everything just like brighter, fresher. And then I got a little crunch on the chive and I finished with a little bit of onioniness. It really just transforms. It's just, the only word that comes to mind right now is elegant. It's just so good. That was Vichyssoise. If you like what you saw, don't forget to check me out. I'm on Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you next time. Take care.